Deputy Speaker, this Honourable House 12 months ago passed the 2023 national budget. It was a historic budget, 24 billion. And in the last 12 months, Mr. Speaker, as we're addressing this supplementary budget and approach the next budget, the 2024 budget, there's been absolutely zero visibility about how this 24 billion has been spent. The Treasurer said that in this speech that he's allocated, Deputy Speaker, 1.8 billion towards the law and justice sector. How much of this has been appropriated and given to police? We've got absolutely no visibility. And Parliament's passing budgets, Mr. Deputy Speaker. My interest as a legislator and as the member for Chuave is not about my 10 million DSIP or how much I've received. It's about the 24 billion budget. Because we're passing this budget that's affecting the country. So I can't worry about just my district. I've got to worry about the national budget. And this is where there's got to be total accountability from the Treasurer in terms of how this money is being spent. And that hasn't been happening. Now, one of the biggest things that I've seen, Deputy Speaker, is that we've come to Parliament as national leaders to this Honourable House, and then we've debated about budgets on how to increase and grow the economy, how to create jobs, how to make lives better for Papua New Guineans in the health sector, the education sector. In the last 12 months, the socio-economic indicators have regressed. That means they've gone backwards. Things haven't improved, things have gotten worse. And all the good Treasurer has to do, Deputy Speaker, is just walk to Erima and then he'll see for himself the state of affairs. My call now for us to be more transparent with the people's money is for the Treasurer to seriously look at repealing Section 31 of the Public Finance Management Amendment Act 2019, where it just clearly stipulates Parliament passes a budget, but then the warranting of the total discretion of the good Treasurer. The Treasurer cannot usurp the power of Parliament. Parliament is supreme. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Parliament is supreme. If I'm passing a 24 billion budget, me worry lo this is a 24 billion kina budget. And business for me, Mr. Speaker. Now when they come into Parliament, Treasurer brings a bill now. Current budget come here, and then he says it's a 24 billion budget. I want to know exactly how this money was spent. Mila sawe simuk simamas, swawek simamas. If we're talking about equity, if we're talking about honouring the members of Parliament here, if we're talking about regional distribution, if we're talking about fairness, Mr. Deputy Speaker, there's got to be more accountability, there's got to be more transparency. And the Treasurer has to seriously look at repealing Section 31 of the 2019 Public Finance Management Act Amendment. Then you may show more people as people are serious. People respect the man of Papua New Guinea. And I just don't know why we have just come so close to passing the national budget. Now we're going to talk about a supplementary bill that's going to go back to 2007 with absolutely zero visibility. No visibility. And how can members of Parliament sit here and say, this is all right, I'm all right? It's not all right. If we're talking about inflation, Deputy Speaker, we can't rely on IMF or any international financial development financing organization to measure our inflation for us. There's a big divergence in the way people of Papua New Guinea spend money. A security guard doesn't spend the same amount of money on products and goods and services as someone who's in the SME sector or a member of Parliament. Inflation, it's just completely wrong. What this IMF's telling us about the inflation rate, Deputy Speaker. People of Papua New Guinea are suffering. A 777 can of mackerel costs 14 kina 90 toya for a 415 gram. 14 kina 90 toya. 1 kilo of mackerel is 37 kina, Deputy Speaker. How will a security guard or someone earning minimum wage afford this sort of basic KK? Tin fish no rice, basic KK. So for us to sit here and say that we're tracking along very well and the economy is doing fine, we cannot come here, Mr. Speaker. The good Treasurer cannot come here and continue to deceive Parliament. I want to know about austerity measures. What actions is the good Treasurer taking to cut back on spending? To seriously reduce consumption? How is he talking about increasing exports? How is he talking about investment? Good members of Parliament have to seriously understand that when we pass a budget, we have to be worried and concerned that that's our business. not only what happens in your districts. Thank you, Deputy Speaker.